Now, Arkansas lawmakers are looking to make it even more difficult to be transgender in their states. Now, state lawmakers are currently discussing three different horrific bills: House Bill 1986, House Bill 1894, and Senate Bill 774, which ironically, of course, would send transgender rights back to any of those years that you pick. I would pick 1894. So let me break these bills down for you guys. Now, HB 774 is Arkansas's version of North Carolina's controversial HB 2. That is, of course, known as the bathroom bill. Now, it's called the Arkansas Physical Privacy and Safety Act. Now, what would it do? Well, of course, it would require trans people to use public bathrooms matching their gender, the gender marker on their birth certificate. So that's, of course, just like HB 2. All right. Now, it would apply also to all government and other state-owned buildings. So it's pretty comprehensive. Now, what's the other ones? Well, HB 1986 would expand existing Arkansas law to allow a person to press charges against trans people under, get this, indecent exposure laws. Now, wait a minute. Well, we already have indecent exposure laws. This would expand these laws. Now, indecent exposure, it argues, is any situation where someone knowingly exposes his or her sex organs to a person of the opposite biological sex. A, in a public place or in a public view, or B, under circumstances in which the person could reasonably believe the conduct is likely to cause affront or alarm. So that's pretty specific. So how does it actually expand this law? Well, here's an example. This law could ban transgender men who have had top surgery from going shirtless anywhere in public. So they've already had this surgery to remove their breasts, right? Their mammary glands, and look like a male. But even if you've had that surgery, you can still get fined and put in jail for indecent exposure if you go shirtless, say at the beach, as that would be considered indecent exposure. Wow. Now, this law could see trans people fined $2,500 and holds a maximum prison sentence of 1 year. And that is only the beginning of this. Trans people found guilty 4 or 5 times over a 10-year span would face 6 years in prison on a Class D felony. Any further charges would result in a 10-year sentence. So let me give you an example of somebody who would end up being targeted by this law. I have a picture. Let's take a look. That guy. This is Adian Dowling. Adian Dowling is a transgender man. Now, if this passes in Arkansas, this person, this man, would get arrested and charged with indecent exposure if he showed up as is on a beach. That guy. Well, I mean, on a birth certificate, it's a female. What are you going to do? Go home, Arkansas. You are obviously very drunk. Now, finally, you have HB 1894. Now, HB 1894 was already voted down by a committee in early March. However, it was reintroduced by Representative Mickey Gates. Now, what this would do is that it would ban transgender people from changing the gender marker on their birth certificate. So, a lot of these laws are like, hey, if your birth certificate says male, but you transition to a female, well, you can change that, right? You could change that before so that these bathroom laws didn't apply to you. Under this 1894, it would say you cannot change this on your birth certificate. You can't change your birth certificate. So these laws, even though you went through all the different surgeries and actually transitioned from male to female or female to male, well, these laws would still apply to you because you're not allowed to change that despite going through all this stuff. And listen to the reasoning on this. And this is the most infuriating thing of all. Now he says, quote, "What happens if you have a guy and he's 24 years old and he decides he wants to be a 14-year-old guy so he can have sex with a 14-year-old girl?" Wait, no, he continues. Would that not be considered rape? What? He don't no, that's not how any of this works. That's not how this works. You're either monumentally stupid or are grasping for any reason, no matter how ridiculous it sounds, to support bigotry. Insane. And currently, under the law in Arkansas, people need a court order as well as written confirmation from their doctor that they have completed gender confirmation surgery to change their birth certificate. Under this law, you cannot do that. These are 3 of the bills that are super anti-transgender that are going through and being discussed in the Arkansas House right now. This is insane. This is bigotry, pure and simple. This is coming up with a solution to a problem that doesn't actually exist. Why can't you leave these people alone? Why can't people in Arkansas or in all these other places leave people alone? This is not about being a predator. Okay, this is about being who you are. This is about being it's not about trying to, oh, you're a 24-year-old man trying to be a 14-year-old boy. What? No, that's not even the same. That's in a completely different galaxy. It's bigotry. It's pure and simple. It's, again, trying to create a problem where no problems exist. Why? Maybe, and you can speculate all day on the reasons that they come up with this. Maybe they just really, really are afraid of transgender people. They're confused. They're scared. They hate change. They hate progress, whatever. Or they're super, super religious. Or, I don't know. Or maybe it's a distraction from some of the other things that they're doing. Some good old conservative red meat. I don't know. The problem is, again, this is a super hateful group of legislation, of bills to come up. Why can't we just leave these people alone? Just let them be in peace. Just let them pee in peace. And stop trying to legislate their lives. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.